Tim's Workshop out here in the mini shed. Going to continue on with this vintage 1965 VW engine. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell. If you like, give me a like, hit the old hand thing, and let your friends and family, and your doggies too, know about Tim's Workshop on my YouTube. Let's get going on this thing. I got some trimming to do. I put the bolt in. I went and got a bolt and a nut. It's still riding a little bit. I planned on trimming this out anyway, up a little higher and over this way further. And over here is just barely touching over here, so I'm going to trim this a little bit more. And this will be fine, clearing everything and the bolt. So that's why I wanted to get the bolt to make sure I got that together. This is cool. I went and got springs at Harbor Freight. A lot of different choices on springs, like that one there might be the one that I want, or this one, I don't know. We'll have to test them to see if they give. So I got those. So we're gonna figure out which spring we want. I got the Eclipse, and this has everything in here. I think either these or these will work. These will come in handy for all my different projects I got going. Let me show you the bolt I put in. Now the threads are pretty long. I think I'm still gonna be okay. I had to trim that part over there anyway because it starts to hit right here. I could cut these threads back so it doesn't stick out that far. There's a shank in here, and the shank is in the bearing, not the threads, so that works out good. I put a wavy washer there. Before I put all this together, I'll make sure I torque that down. I had to go to the store, but I think I got what I need now. We'll get this all painted up. I'm going to paint it black like everything else. Alright, I got some JB Weld. These parts got some extra holes that in making this thing fit right, I realized that the holes were off. A couple holes were off. I got them ready to plug. So I bought some JB Weld. Something I'm going to try too, the next time I go to use it, when I put the cap back on, I'm going to put some Vaseline on the inside of this and the outside too. I'll be able to get the cap back off and continue on making more stuff. So it's not going to take much to plug 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. There we go. Vaseline. This Vaseline's really pretty old, and it's cold in here, so this Vaseline is like hard almost. There we go. So now to put this cap back on. There we go. Okay, hopefully that works. That'll be a good tip of the day from Tim's Workshop. Get this nice and mixed up. Yeah, I just put some tape on the back side. There we go. There's that one. Now we'll get this one here. That one. And last one. So that's it for now. We'll let this dry up, and once it's hard, then we'll sand it off, and then we're gonna clean these things up and paint them. I got them all painted here. They're still a little bit tacky. It's not that warm out here, so it's gonna take some time for these to dry. Hey, also I bought a starter finally. So I got the starter ordered, and it'll be here less than a week or so. It's time to put this together. I got these painted, but I couldn't figure out which one was which, and I had to move them around so they would fit. So now it works good. Okay, I marked it number 1 plate by the rod. Okay, and number 2 in the middle, and number 3 on the end over there. And then I had to mark it where it's closed, so I could see it once it's installed, and that way I can make sure it's opening all the way. So there we go, closed, open. Get that all done. I'll show you how I put these springs together. I got the C-clips on the end here. I got springs in the middle. I got a spring in between this piece and these, and then I don't have these nuts tightened down enough yet, but I will. I just wanted to show you that I have the springs in between. These are a little bit larger spring than these. And then I got the springs over here and the clips there. So, and the clips are kind of similar to the one in there. So now we're ready to put this back on, see how it works. Get this back on. Oh, another thing too is I got one screw here, but for these vents, both the screws are in over here. And I put these screws in that were missing. The vents are secure, even though I didn't put some in the front. But I think that might be to keep the vents from binding. Make sure the rod is going down in the right hole there between the fins on the head. Okay, now you just make sure that that's in there right. I'll be able to get the screw in there. And then this side over here. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. Opened, closed. Opened, closed. So it's working properly. Works good. So now we're going to start screwing this thing down. We'll put the screws in it. Put these back on, the screws on the covers. Once that's done, then we'll put the generator on. Put the fan back in. Get this tightened up. Okay, that's good. It's flush. So that'll work. I don't think it's going to back off. Perfect for this usage. Oh, I need to put a spring in there. So let's see. I'm going to have to drill a hole. Let's take this apart so I can get it strung in there. And then we'll lift it up, mount this spring in there. There we go. So let's get this wound around just like that, and then we need to drill a hole here. I got my electric drill, so I'll find a drill bit here and my case that I got from Harbor Freight of all places. Okay, I think we'll be okay here. Drill it up towards the top though. Okay, so what we're going to need is my needle nose pliers. There we go. Get you up here where you can look at the spring. Okay. Probably need to shoot a little juice on this thing so it's a little slippery. So we'll do that. I shot a little WD-40 on each one of these and where the rod is twisting and the vents. So I got all the different lubrication spots, and now watch it. No sticky. I even did the rod too. Okay, so we're putting the generator onto the backing plate to put on the fan housing. So I cleaned it up. I cleaned up the generator, and you put it in this backing plate. Now this backing plate is different than ones that you'll see on YouTube. This doesn't have a upper, and it doesn't have a vent coming out. That it's like a two-piece thing. This one doesn't have that. It's just the backing plate and this one retainer here, this ring that goes over it. So what you do is, I had the nuts already on the generator, so I took those off and the two little wavy washers. I put this plate on over that and make sure that you have the recessed area on this plate. It'll fit just perfect on that generator. Okay, and then these round areas are pointing up because they fit into, I'll show you on the other side when we put it on there. So the recessed area is sloped down here. That's the way you want it. You put it on there, and then this ring goes on top of that, and then you put your wavy washers and your nuts and tighten them down. Now this piece here was already on there. Sometimes it's off. You just want to make sure it goes back on. And there's a key in there, so you want to make sure the key's in there. Okay, so that's all ready to go. To put the fan on here, you want to have the amount of spacers in here. I went through and tested it, and I found out that I had to have 6 spacers on there. You put those on like that, and then put the fan on there. Now it's slotted, right? So you want to make sure it lines up with the slot on the generator that's poking through there. Then you have another washer on this side here. Okay, so it goes like that. And then this washer that has a slot, okay, put that on there. And then this nut, and get that on there. And what you do is you kind of test this thing, make sure that before you tighten it, that it's spinning and it's not rubbing on this backing plate. So once you have that, same 36 millimeter that you use for putting the nut on flywheel, it's the same socket, same nut. Don't put your fingers in the fan here. Make sure all these blades are good too. There's no cracks. I already looked. It's good. So put your hand on the outside here in case it spins on you. And that's good enough. It's an impact gun, so it's on there. Whirl it for a spin. See? It's not hitting anything. This part of it goes up. Okay, so let's get the fan turned around here. That is up with your wires pointing up. And see how it fits in this recessed area? It's recessed there. So that fits there like that. It takes these same screws. In fact, I'm going to have to get more of these, or I'm going to run out of screws here. So there is a Volkswagen place that I can drive to get more of these, so I don't have to wait on them coming. So I might just do that and get a bag full of these things. Yeah, I don't know what the quantity was that I ordered. I was thinking it would be a lot more than what I got, but I didn't get it. Okay, so that's on, that's down. That's there. Okay, let's tighten it. Now, there's holes in here, so when I go to start the engine, I'm going to put plugs in all these holes, plug these vents off. You don't want to lose your air. Okay, so that's on. So now we're going to put it back on the on the motor, and we'll start screwing it down. Now this is going to be a little heavier than it was. Make sure that this gets in the hole that it's supposed to go into. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to just put the screws in. I think I had an earlier video that showed you the screws I was putting in and where and all that. So we'll get it down to that, and we'll put on these two small covers. And this one over here, I'm going to show you where there's heating pipe that goes. So I'll turn the camera back on for that. Put this one on. Goes like this. We'll get the one screw in here. Okay, now what I want to show you is how this goes on there. Goes like that. So we'll get this cleaned up and painted. Anyway, that's what that oval hole was for, and that's what the oval part of that pipe is. And then you put on your corrugated hose, and it goes up to somewhere. Not sure where this hose goes to. But I'll figure it out. But it took me a while to figure out where this part goes. I'm down to 2 screws left. I'm going to hold off on putting these on yet. I got this lower plate on, okay, but I don't have the other one on yet because I'm going to attach the thermostat, so that'll be next. We're going to go ahead and turn this motor over. Just like that. Now there's a little plate that I took off, and it goes right in here. It goes like this. I had to turn it around. So now let's get the screwdriver and push this in. Okay. Got the plate back on. Kind of funky, but it's on. Okay, now okay, so we're screwing this this back on. There we go. And then this goes on like that. I'm going to have to slot this thing. It is different. I think the this whole thing is quite a bit different, but it'll work. I just got to slot this over a little bit more because it's not really working very good. I slotted the bottom out so this so it wasn't riding. It's free to go up and down. I used my lighter. After heating it for a while, all of a sudden it just started. You could hear it click, click. It's expanding down. If you look down here, that this lever here is on the open. Once it cools down, this lever will be on the line for closed. So when you start your motor, you want your vents closed because that'll heat up your motor quicker. Once the motor's started and warmed up, then this will expand, which will open up the vents so the cool air is going to go through the vents and out through the bottom here. The other cover will go like this, just like that. But this works now. It's already coming back up. So let's see if it's in the closed position now. Let me lower this camera down. I got it up a mile high. Yeah, it's coming back. So I'll come back out and make sure it's totally closed.